Pennsylvania played an important role in helping slaves to freedom. Several counties across the state had at least one stopover for the Underground Railroad, including Bellefonte. It's now an art museum, and they have a special exhibit paying tribute to the daring expedition.
We are going to welcome in right now Executive Director of the Bellefonte Art Museum, Ms. Pat House. Pat, thank you so much for being with us.
Our pleasure.
We appreciate it. So many great things around here, historic stuff, art stuff. I've been walking around all day. Specifically, though, there's a section upstairs of the Underground Railroad.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Certainly. This has just been open last spring, but the museum started about 9 years ago. And when we took over the building, we had heard rumors that the building had been used by persons in the Underground Railroad. In fact, there are several destinations. We think there's maybe 5 to 7 in Bellefonte that were used by persons, enslaved persons who were trying to escape through the Underground Railroad. And we were reluctant at first to do anything about it because it's so difficult to document. People didn't write those things down, as you can imagine. It was very dangerous. And the people that protected enslaved people were particularly quiet about what they did. But we know there were several Quaker families that lived in Bellefonte, and they were involved. The Wilsons and the Thomases were involved with helping people who were enslaved. And so we kept exploring and asking people and, trying to get more information. And 2 things happened that helped us. We got a grant to do a remodel of the 2nd floor, which we had to get out these old plans when the house was remodeled in 1900. The house was built in 1810. And at that time, we had the old plans out. The architect and I were looking at them. And we saw a section in the attic where it said, "secret room," penciled in. And he said, "I don't understand this because there's nothing really in that area up there." So we went up, we crawled through the crawl space, and what do you know? There was a room built within the back of the attic crawl space that they had dubbed the secret room.
So that's how you found it?
That's how we found it.
That's unbelievable.
It was amazing. And then we found other things, like a historical museum in Bellefonte. We found an article that was published in the Center Daily Times in 1954 with a photograph of the attic. And the photograph, a gentleman was going through, all dressed up and announcing that this was used by the Underground Railroad. And so I asked persons that had lived around that time and were old enough to remember what happened. And they said, "Oh, well, nobody ever knew whether it was true, and so we just left it alone." But that's the story of the Underground Railroad. Very secretive.
In Central PA and Bellefonte specifically,
Very.
How incredible that is.
Exactly. And there was a large group. And then after the Civil War, there was a large group of African Americans that lived here and had very prosperous lives for a long time.
So interesting. Pat House, thank you so much.
Thank you.